A couple of days ago, a fellow YouTuber, Kevin Robinson, put up a video and he was giving an update on how the coronavirus was affecting his area along the Pennsylvania-West Virginia border. And he put out a question to his subscribers if they would let him know and let others know how the coronavirus was affecting their area of the world, and if they had a YouTube channel to possibly put up a video. So that's what I'm doing now, and here is my update in north central Utah. All right, let me just start out with an article published by a news outlet here in Utah called KSL. And there was a company that does shopping trends across the country. And they did a study to find out who the most panic-stricken shoppers were in each of the states across the country. And Utah came in number one. And it really wasn't even close. The next closest state, well, let's just say Utah was 268% higher than the next closest state. So that ought to give you an idea of what we're dealing with here in north central Utah, I guess across the whole state. This past weekend, I went shopping in a couple of places, and I took some snapshots of some of the shelves, around the different stores that I went to. And this is a local supermarket chain here. It's called Smith's. And inside there, a lot of the common staples that people were most concerned about, toilet paper, hand sanitizer, paper towels, bread, milk, that kind of thing, butter, they just weren't there. They were completely sold out. And You go over to the pharmaceuticals area, where all the cold medicines are and things like that. Anything that had vitamin C and zinc, that stuff was gone as well. It was just nuts. And this happened when the governor declared Utah state of emergency last Thursday. And the panic buying started almost immediately, and the stores were wiped out by the end of the day. And so people would keep tabs on, they would ask the different stores, when are you going to have more toilet paper in? When are you going to have, some butter or some milk? And there was a rumor that the local Sam's Club was going to have some toilet paper come in over the weekend. So we went there to check it out. And here, this line is the line to get into the store. And they were only letting in 30 people at a time. And then they would allow you to get 2 packages of toilet paper and 2 packages of paper towels, and that's it. And there were a lot of other items in the store that were being rationed as well. And it was all the stuff that, people were just panic buying. They still didn't have any hand sanitizer. They still didn't have any stick butter, but they did have some milk, and they had a few other items. Back at the other store, there seemed to be a lot of the items that I was looking for that day. I just wanted to pick up, some milk, some cereal, a few other things. And I, put those items in my cart. And then I went around the corner looking for the line to get to the cash registers. And the line actually wrapped around up and down aisles all the way to the back of the store. And I looked at that line and I just put my stuff back and left, because it's like, man, I'm not going to stand in this, line for hours just to pick up a couple of items. I can come back another time and get that stuff. Another segment getting hit really hard are the small mom and pop stores. one, nobody's shopping there. Everybody's going to the big box stores and just loading up on items like bread. And you go to the local bakery, they've got plenty of bread. You go to the big box stores, they're sold out. So there's a tip for you. Check out these small little shops. If can't find something, you might have better luck at these small local stores. But I was in line at Sam's Club, and I was behind a guy that owned a local butcher shop, and he was making beef jerky. And he asked the lady, he says, "Hey, how much sugar can I get? I use 600 pounds of sugar a week making, the different sauces for my beef jerky." And she said, "You can get 2 bags of sugar. We have to ration that because everybody's, going after sugar." He's like, "Well, how can I keep my business open, with only 2 bags of sugar?" And she says, "Look, I feel your pain, but we don't have 600 pounds of sugar in the store." So, he was understanding, but I mean, when we do this panic buying, it doesn't just affect your neighbors not being able to get those items. A lot of the small businesses depend on that as well. So that's something to think about. Social distance. We've all been told that we need to keep a social distance of 6 feet or more between us and the person next to us. And then that kind of evolved into crowd control. So groups larger than 100 people were banned in any area or event. So large sporting events or any event that had large crowds were canceled. Then that got dropped to any group larger than 50 people was prohibited. So you started seeing colleges and universities close their campuses down to just online school only. Then they dropped that down to 20 people. And you started seeing high schools and elementary schools closing up and going online only. And then from there it went to any crowd larger than 10 is prohibited. And then just recently, there was a ban on all indoor dining. So all of the local restaurants, actually throughout the whole state of Utah, there's an indoor dining ban. So it's drive-through, DoorDash, or take and go dining only. So that's, really affecting business of not just the small mom and pop type restaurants, but even the big chains as well. All right, so that pretty much brings you up to date on how the coronavirus is affecting the different Utah communities. But I wanted to leave you with a little bit of information. I went out onto WebMD and I pulled a graphic that actually shows the different symptoms, the differences between common cold, the flu, and the coronavirus. So just to close out this video, you could take a look at the different symptoms and it'll give you an idea of what the differences are, and you can look at it and think, oh well, I've got a sore throat. Does that mean I've got just a cold, or does that mean I have corona? So take a look at this graphic, and it ought to give you a better idea of how your symptoms map to the different maladies. I'll leave a link to each of these different articles in the description. Thanks for watching.